Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gentlemen. Before you are all of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild amiibos. Yes, actually, wait a minute. There is one missing, isn't there? Wha-bam! There it is, the ginormously awesome Guardian amiibo. This is probably the most difficult of the amiibos to get. It actually is selling for a premium, meaning it sells for more than its retail value already, so that's pretty surprising. But it looks absolutely awesome, so awesome. I actually managed to find this guy at a Toys R Us, so if you haven't checked your local Toys R Us's, this might be a place where you want to go if you want to get this guy. But then, as I picked this one up, I was like, you know what, those look really good too, so I picked up the whole collection. We're going to open them up here for today, and then on my next episode of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild walkthrough, I'm going to try to go on ahead and utilize some of these so we can see what kind of reward they can bring us. So, with all that in mind, we will save the Guardian for last, so I'm just going to set it aside, and we'll work our way, I guess we'll go from left to right. So here we have the Archer Link, and the nice thing about all of these amiibos is that they unlock something unique in the game itself, so that's pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what we will get. Probably some sort of a cool bow or something like that from this one. It looks super duper awesome. I really like the pose that they have Link here in. I just like whenever they have something that is very dynamic and not just kind of your boring, stale vanilla pose, you know, something that is very generic. So I really like that this is quite dynamic and cool looking. Now on the back right here, you can see that we get a little bit of a hint as to what the amiibos do, and it says, adventure with amiibo in the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, score rare weapons to help you on your adventure. So of course, it looks like by using this amiibo, we'll get this really cool looking bow and a chest that will ultimately possibly give us something quite rare. So that is pretty awesome, so awesome. All right, so you know what? Do we want to look at all the boxes for? Nah, let's just go one by one. So let's open it up. Wha-bam! I know. People who are inbox collectors are probably tearing their hairs out right now. Like, what is he doing? He's destroying that box. Is that really necessary? It's like, well, I don't really care for the box. Wait, what? A twisty tie? That's surprising. I did not notice that while it was in package. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a twisty tie used on an amiibo or on any of these like Toys to Life categories. All right, so here we have a Link, or Archer Link, I should say, out of packaging. Let's take a look at the amiibo itself. Again, it is really cool that the base is the same one that they used for the 30th anniversary Zelda amiibos, so that is awesome. Look at that bow and arrow. That looks awesome. Very cool. No string across the bow. Many people don't even notice that, but the reason for it is because they tear very easily and they break very easily. So that's why characters like this, or even like Hawkeye from Disney Infinity, don't come with the little bow. So because the plastic would just be simply too fragile. I love this little cloud effect. That looks awesome too. That looks very neat. And of course the arrows peeking through the back, along with a nice shield and sword, sheathed and ready for battle. All right, so let's move on to the Bokoblin, which I know I've always been saying is Bokoblin, and many people are like, it's Bokoblin. I know maybe, but I don't know. I feel like Bokoblin sounds cooler, honestly, than Bokoblin, but either way. Here's the, I think only, well, I guess the Guardians are also somewhat villainous, but other than that, this is the only, I guess, regular-sized villain that we get, which is pretty cool. I do wish maybe it would have been the blue Bokoblins, just so that it's a little bit more rare than just your typical red one. Looks like he also comes with a Boko Club, so that's kind of cool. The back of the packaging here gives us a little bit of an idea of what we get as a reward for using this amiibo in the game. So we'll get two different Boko Clubs, it looks like, or maybe this is like a Boko Hammer, and then that's like a reinforced Boko Club or something like that, and a chest, so that's pretty neato, and BAM! Let's open up the actual amiibo here, because ultimately, that's what we want to get at. We want to get that amiibo out, so we can take a look at it, and then use it on the game itself. So, let's take a look at our little red troll here, or goblin. And this one is very simple in comparison to someone like Link, whereas, like, you know, Link has got a lot of clothing, belt buckles, little areas that need to be attended to, like the bootstraps, all these little things that are very well detailed. The Bokoblin here, or the Bokoblin, is very simplistic in nature. There isn't really too much to him. Even the sculpt is quite simple. That's a pretty funny, oh no, that's inappropriate butt shot there. But Boko Club looks cool. Wait, they have green nails? I never noticed that in the game. He's got a pretty cool horn, and I just now realized that they have a snout like a pig, so that's kind of odd. I did not realize that till this very moment right now. I love how clean the paint job is. Like, you don't have the white of the teeth like peeking through onto the mouth or anything like that. That's really cool, because a lot of times whenever you have really small collectibles, the paint tends to be not great, especially if you're talking about, like, you know, mass manufactured stuff. So very, very, very pleasant surprise that it all looks very cool and clean. All right, so let's move on to the next boxed amiibo, and that is our Link Rider, which looks tremendously awesome. This is probably my favorite amiibo other than the Guardian, just because I really love the idea of having an actual mount displayed with the character. It also is really cool to see the scale of Link compared to the horse, so that's quite neat to see. I love the packaging for this one too, like a really nice shot of Link in the background there, looking super duper awesome. And I do like the fact that they use a translucent piece to have the horse be bucking upwards like that, because typically speaking they'll use like some weird colors or like some weird plastics for that. Here it really works well, because especially if you look at it from far away, you don't even realize it is there. Now on the back of the packaging, there we have some really important details, including the horse mount that you receive, a really cool looking sword, and a chest as well. So let's go on ahead and open this sucker on up and take a look at what we've got here. Hopefully it's not a disappointing amiibo out of packaging, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes stuff looks better in packaging than it does outside, and vice versa too. All right, so let's see. Here we are with Link here. He's got a pretty cool looking sword. Obviously the details that we see on this Link compared to this Link are very different, just due to the sheer scale, because I mean, look at that. This Link is about the size of this Link's legs. Like his entire length, so there really isn't too many details, but he does have some really nice details on the cape there, so that looks quite cool. And doesn't look like he carries a shield, or oh, never mind, he does have a shield. It's just right here on the horse, and then some pouches and stuff, so that looks really quite nice. The horse is actually really well painted. Like, look at that. That is a really nice job. And I love how they translate and I guess utilize different colors and shading. Like, you go from like a brown into like a darker black, and then the hoofs here have a little bit of white. So, and green, of course. That looks awesome. Very, very, very nice attention to detail there as well. And now it is time to open up the one and only Princess Zelda here. I will agree with some folks who say that the Zelda amiibo seems to be somewhat disappointing when compared to the others. Like the Bokoblin, or Bokoblin, whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it Bokoblin for now. I know it's wrong, but I'll just keep calling him that for the time being. So the Bokoblin is pretty generic as well. Like, to me, I really like the dynamic posing of both of the Link figures, and I wish we would have got something along those lines for Zelda. Like, maybe they could have done like some sort of like a glowing translucent part around the Sheikah slate that she's holding, or something like that, just to, you know, make the figure look a little bit more unique and not so generic, like kind of like typical heroic pose. You know, I wish it would have been something a bit more dynamic. Now, with that in mind, let's find out what we get by placing this amiibo. Whoa, that is a huge shield. Look at that. That's a massive shield that you receive, and of course, an extra little treasure chest that can then give us some other goodies, whether it be some clothing or some food or some unlockable, I don't know, dishes or something like that. So, along with the recipes, of course, that will be pretty handy. So here's Zelda, and I have to say, again, it's not a bad amiibo. Like, by no means necessary. First of all, it's awesome that we got a Zelda amiibo, in my opinion. Whoa, the hair is awesome. Look at that. They have like different shades for the hair. That is so cool. Look, it goes from like a really bright yellow down to this like almost orangey red down at the bottom here. This is really nice. They did a good job with that. Very, very good attention to detail, like on the boots here, the little kneecaps being painted, really, really nice. Again, I just wish that the Sheikah slate maybe had some sort of like a blue glow effect, or maybe she was like holding in her other hand like some runes or something like that, or like a spirit orb, just something so that it'd be a little bit more dynamic. But other than the posing of the amiibo, everything else on this amiibo is executed exceptionally well. So it is now time to open up the big ginormous amiibo of the Guardian. This thing is massive. Just for a little bit of comparison here, here's the amiibo of Link. You can fit like 3 of them in here, just sideways that is, and then this way probably another 3, so like 9 of those. The Guardian box is amazing. It's really, really, really beautiful. I will say though, a few of them in stores had quite a bit of paint issues with the pink. Like there was, I think, 4 or 5 of them, maybe. Yeah, 4 or 5, maybe a little bit more than that. but a few of them had really bad issues with the pink lining around being poorly painted. So if you have the chance to pick from a few, just take your time and try to get the best possible one you can. Now, on the back here, boom, look at that. The legs are fully adjustable? That is so cool. All right, so there's some sort of a really cool spear. I think that might be like a bomb upgrade or something like that. And then those are some type of gears that I assume we would utilize for something. Because again, I'm obviously not that far into the game yet. There's also a chest right there for rare weapons and items, and the fully adjustable legs being advertised on the back as well. So let's open this guy up. Or girl up, I don't even know. Which one is it? Are the Guardians, do they have genders? I'm not sure. Either way, come on, there we go. Whew. Okay, so this is actually really cool because if you've played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you know that many of the Guardians are actually found in non-moving states. So this packaging kind of emulates that whole idea of having the Guardian be prisoned inside the ground. So I think that that's really, really clever packaging. And if you wanted to, this is one of those times where keeping the packaging, at least this little packing slip for the actual Amiibo might be a good idea. I'm personally not going to be doing that just because I'm going to display it on a shelf and adding this cardboard would take up way too much room on a shelf. But I would totally see how and why many people might do exactly that. Wait, how am I supposed to get this guy out of packaging? I am very, very confused here. Does this come off? Pull. It says pull. Pull what? This? What am I pulling here? Oh, there we go. Boom, we got it, we got it, we got it. It took a little work, we got it though. That is beautiful. So again, you can keep this component right here if you choose to do so. And again, you could probably slide your Amiibo right back into a position like this. And then maybe even if you want, you could display your other Amiibos all around. You could probably fold these parts in just so you don't see those big white lines there, because it kind of takes it out of the image, but there you go. So you could do that kind of a little display there. Now, of course, the Guardian is not in scale, because if it were to be in scale, it probably costs like $300, if not more. It is really cool looking though. It still comes with a standard Amiibo base, so that's awesome. And then these arms, as we were told by the packaging, yeah, dude, that is so cool. So these probably have the metallic little wire that they do for a lot of action figures, for like stuff like rubber arms or like a tail on a character or something like that. Oftentimes they'll use this kind of metal, which is why, by the way, there is these little dots across the entire arms there. So that allows you to have this bending and have it very, very, very functional. It's really cool that you can get some really, really cool poses out of it. Nothing else seems to be mobile on the Amiibo, like the head doesn't rotate or anything like that, so that will remain stationary. And of course, if you want, you could like even bunch them up like this. Whatever you want, you could do with the arms. You could do like a weird upside down creature. Can he actually hold himself? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Look at that, that's kind of cool. So with that in mind, ladies and gents, I would love to hear from you lovely folks. What is your favorite Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Amiibo? There are 5 to choose from at this point in time, at least at the time of this recording. So let me know down in the comment section below which is your personal favorite. I have to say that the Guardian is probably my favorite, followed by Link on the horse, then Archer Link, then Zelda, and then the Bokoblin. Let me know though what your order would be down in the comments section below. Smack that like button, guys. Let's try to hit 1,000 likes if we can. That'd be spectacular. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I will hopefully catch you guys here next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.